I think peer support is much more effective than other avenues I explored for help. I think you come along and you're not faced with a one-on-one situation with maybe a counsellor who hasn't perhaps had similar issues to you. I think you go in the room and you're with a collective bunch of guys who are brave enough to accept that, you know, mentally they are having a tough time, and you get that respect off those other guys, and they appreciate that toughness of the time that you're going through, whereas family members perhaps won't understand. Family members perhaps won't have the tolerance. You come to peer support, the guys have the tolerance, they have the time, and they encourage you to open up and talk in a way that you maybe wouldn't feel comfortable talking to close family members. You feel a camaraderie with them. You can see that they're there for you, and they really are. And I mean, in my toughest times, the guys in ManHealth have been there for me, they've really helped me, and I don't think I would have got through the last few months without them. Some of the advice you get off guys who've been through similar issues is just invaluable. And then you get other guys who, they might be in the same place as you, but the journey they've got to get to that perhaps bad place has been completely different, but they can support you regardless. They can just be there for you, and you do build really, really good friendships, and friendships sort of based on an absolute respect for each other, which I don't think you get when you just go along to a counsellor who's there being paid to do a function. You've got a 30-minute slot. They've got no understanding of how you feel, whereas these guys do, and it's an incredible way of just being able to talk, and talking is the magic medicine here when it comes to mental health. And I find that a lot of my family and close friends don't allow me to talk. And the other key thing I think about groups like ManHealth is it's quick. You don't have to wait on a 6-month waiting list to get in there. You can come along, drop in, have a cup of tea and a chat with the lads. If you're not happy in the group, you can drop out and have a one-to-one with one of the guys, or maybe 2 or 3 of the guys, and we can kind of adapt and meet your individual needs within a group, and it's fantastic. Yeah, I think peer support is about, we come together, like for example tonight, we've got maybe 20 men in the room. We're from all walks of life, we're from all different age groups, we're from all different journeys, but when we come to this group, we're all equals. We're just fellow men trying to help each other. And I think that in itself is enabling people to walk into, it can be daunting. You walk into a group of strangers, and when you walk out of that first session, you realise that regardless of what walk of life you've come from, what your issues are, these guys are peers, they're equals with you, they're here to help. And it's hard to walk out, no matter how hard or how difficult a situation you're in, when you walk into one of these groups, to walk out not having had a benefit. And it's down to that connection you've got with peers, with fellow men who understand and have had their own journey and have hit the brick walls and have fell down dark holes. And some guys who come along here have been right to the limit, including myself. And just to have somebody who understands and has been there is brilliant. And then the other thing is, you know, I can hear a lot of the lads laughing in the room behind me. Sometimes you come along and you're in a good place. And what I like about peer support and ManHealth is the guys who are having a good week, they still come along, because that's when you pull somebody else up. And you know what? The person who's having a good day today might be having a bad week next week, and you might be on the up and you pull them up. And it's about just being there and providing that support and getting involved in the community. And it really is a sense of community. We've got groups all over the Northeast now, and it's just, you can drop into one group, drop into another, and no matter what group you go to or whatever activity or event you drop into, it's nothing but positive. I think it's okay to be hesitant about coming to something like ManHealth. You know, walking into a group session, it can be daunting, but it's how harmful can a cup of tea and a cup of coffee be? You know, if you walk in and it's not for you, that's 100% fine, and it might not be for you, and it might not be for everybody, and I'm sure it isn't. A lot of the guys who come along, for example, have social anxiety, but yet they're still in the room and they're still having a cup of tea and they're still having a chat and they're still opening up and they're still in front of a group. And that's almost empowering them as well, because they realise it's such a welcoming environment, a safe environment, an open environment. Nobody's judging you. Everybody there in that room just wants positivity for you. They want you to leave in a better place. And for me, it's fine to come along and go, you know what, that's not for me. And it has happened. But for me, I would say 90% of the men, 95% of the men that I've seen come through the doors of ManHealth have gone away feeling positive, in a better place, empowered, wanting to talk. They gradually open up as well. Some people come in and they're very hesitant to talk, but as they come along, they open up, and as the more they open up, the better they feel. And the better they feel, everyone else feels better for them. And it's just this snowball effect of positivity. It's fantastic.